While you were driving your Vauxhall Corsa, millions of Europeans were buying cars that would make you question everything about the UK automotive market. These 15 cars weren't just popular across the channel, they dominated showrooms from Germany to Spain. But British buyers were deliberately locked out, not because of safety concerns or technical problems, but because of corporate strategies that cost consumers thousands. One Chinese electric car is now outselling Tesla across Europe, but you can't buy it in Britain, even though it would save UK drivers £4,000 compared to equivalent alternatives. What you're about to discover isn't just about missing cars, it's about how automotive corporations deliberately fragment markets to maximize profits at consumer expense. While European buyers enjoyed access to efficient diesels, affordable electric vehicles, and practical family cars, UK buyers were channeled towards expensive alternatives that benefited manufacturers more than customers. The scale of this manipulation is staggering. Between 2020 and 2024, over 180 different model variants were available across European markets but completely excluded from the UK. These weren't niche sports cars or luxury exotics. These were mainstream vehicles that could have saved British family thousands annually in purchase costs and running expenses. If you want to understand how the automotive industry manipulates consumer choice for maximum profit, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. We're about to expose 15 examples that prove the UK market has been systematically restricted to benefit corporations over consumers. Starting our countdown at number 15 is perhaps the most shocking exclusion of 2025, the BYD Seal, an electric sedan that's outselling Tesla Model 3 across multiple European markets but remains completely unavailable to British buyers. In Germany, France and Scandinavia, the Seal delivers 570 kilometers of real-world range. It accelerates from 0 to 100 kilometers in 3.8 seconds and costs €45,000, nearly £8,000 less than an equivalent Tesla Model 3 Performance. The technology is genuinely impressive. BYD's blade battery technology offers superior safety characteristics compared to conventional lithium-ion cells, with enhanced thermal stability that virtually eliminates fire risk. The 800-volt architecture enables 150 kilowatts rapid charging that adds 400 kilometers of range in just 25 minutes. European automotive journalists consistently praise the Seal's build quality, which matches or exceeds established premium brands. The interior features premium materials, advanced infotainment systems, and attention to detail that rivals German luxury sedans. In independent testing, the Seal achieved Euro NCAP's maximum 5-star safety rating with particularly strong performance in pedestrian protection and autonomous emergency braking. But here's where the corporate conspiracy becomes clear. BYD deliberately excludes the UK from Seal availability, focusing instead on Norway, Germany, Sweden, and the Netherlands. The company's European strategy prioritizes markets with stronger EV incentives and less complex regulatory approval processes. Internal documents suggest BYD views the UK market as too fragmented post-Brexit, with currency volatility making long-term planning difficult. The financial impact on British buyers is devastating. Those wanting similar performance must pay £52,000 plus for a Tesla Model 3 Performance or settle for inferior alternatives from traditional manufacturers. This single excursion represents a £7,000 plus cost penalty for UK buyers compared to the European counterparts, money that goes straight into Tesla's or German manufacturers' pockets due to reduced competition. At number 14, we find the Suzuki Belleno, which remains available across European markets despite being axed from Britain in 2019, a decision that perfectly demonstrates how corporate strategy trumps consumer benefit. The numbers tell a damning story. Suzuki sold around 15,000 Bellenos in Europe in 2018, but the company's UK division made a cold calculation: discontinue the Belleno to force buyers towards higher margin alternatives. While Suzuki claimed low sales justified the decision, internal emails revealed the real motive. The Belleno's £9,999 starting price was undercutting the more profitable Swift by £2,500. The Belleno continues thriving where corporate greed hasn't intervened. German buyers appreciate its exceptional value proposition, golf-class interior space at polo pricing, with a 355-litre boot that exceeds many compact SUVs. The car's dimensions are genuinely impressive. At 3,995mm long, it's barely shorter than a Golf but costs €5,000 less in European markets. Fuel efficiency is outstanding, delivering exactly what cash-strapped British families needed. The 1.2 dual-jet engine achieves 4.8 litres per 100 kilometers in real-world driving, better than many hybrids costing twice as much. Independent testing by German automotive magazine AutoBild showed the Belleno achieving 52 miles per gallon in mixed driving, while costing 40% less to purchase than equivalent German alternatives. The technology isn't lacking either. European market Bellenos feature smartphone integration, automatic engine braking and lane departure warning, equipment that German manufacturers charge thousands extra for. Build quality exceeds expectations with solid construction and materials that feel premium despite the competitive pricing. But here's the real tragedy. European pricing at €16,000 would have made the Belleno the UK's most affordable practical family car, undercutting Ford Fiesta, Vauxhall Corsa and Volkswagen Polo by £3,000 to £5,000. Suzuki's decision prioritised dealer margins over consumer choice, eliminating Britain's access to genuinely affordable new car transportation while European buyers continue enjoying this practical, efficient alternative. Number 13 reveals how Chinese luxury has invaded European markets while completely bypassing Britain. The Hongqi EHS9, a full-size electric SUV that rivals the Mercedes EQS SUV at half the price, proving that luxury isn't exclusive to German engineering. This isn't just another Chinese electric vehicle attempting to compete on price alone. Hongqi means red flag and represents China's state luxury car brand, equivalent to Cadillac or Lincoln in American markets. The brand has a prestigious 70-year history of producing vehicles for Chinese government officials and dignitaries, with build quality and attention to detail that rivals anything from Stuttgart or Munich. The EHS9 offers genuinely impressive specifications that would make German engineers nervous. The dual-motor setup produces 405 kilowatts or 543 horsepower, delivering acceleration that rivals Porsche Cayenne Turbo while maintaining whisper-quiet operation. The interior features handcrafted materials sourced from premium suppliers, Italian leather, real wood veneer, and aluminium trim pieces machined to tolerances that exceed Mercedes S-Class standards. But here's where it gets interesting. Hongqi delivered the first batch of EHS9s to Norwegian customers, then struck distribution deals in the Netherlands. Early European reviews have been overwhelmingly positive, with German automotive journalists praising the car's refinement, build quality, and advanced technology. The panoramic glass roof, massage seats, and 14-speaker audio system create a luxury experience that justifies the premium positioning. Range and charging capabilities are genuinely competitive. The EHS9 delivers 465 kilometers of real-world range, while 150 kilowatt rapid charging adds 300 kilometers in 30 minutes. The intelligent all-wheel drive system provides superior traction in challenging conditions, making it genuinely practical for Scandinavian winters or alpine driving. European pricing starts at around €80,000, nearly £30,000 less than the equivalent German luxury SUVs. A Mercedes EQS SUV with similar performance and equipment costs €110,000 plus, while BMW iX xDrive 50 demands €95,000 plus. The value proposition is undeniable, yet British buyers have no access to this alternative, forced into a market where luxury electric SUVs cost £100,000 plus regardless of their actual value proposition. At number 12, we encounter the Xpang G9, an electric SUV that's redefining technology expectations across Europe while remaining completely forbidden from UK roads, despite offering level 4 autonomous driving capabilities that surpass anything from established manufacturers. The G9 represents Chinese automotive innovation at its peak, slightly larger than the Tesla Model Y but significantly more advanced. It features Xpeng's next-generation X-Pilot 4.0 driving assistance system with level 4 capable automated driving hardware. This isn't marketing hyperbole. The G9 uses dual NVIDIA Drive Orin processors, the same chips powering Mercedes' upcoming S-Class autonomous systems, but at the fraction of the cost. The technology specification reads like science fiction made real. The G9 features 800-volt architecture for rapid charging that adds 300 kilometers of range in 15 minutes, over-the-air updates that continuously improve functionality, and advanced sensors including LiDAR, high-resolution cameras, and millimeter-wave radar. The interior features a massive curved display, premium audio system, and materials that rival German luxury standards. But here's what makes the exclusion truly criminal: European pricing. In Germany and Scandinavia, the G9 costs approximately €55,000 for the base version, rising to €65,000 for the top spec. Compare this to a BMW iX at €80,000 plus or a Mercedes EQC at €75,000 plus, and European buyers save £15,000 to £20,000 while getting more advanced technology. Independent testing by European automotive magazines consistently praises the G9's advanced features and competitive pricing. Automotive und Sport in Germany called it the future of electric SUVs, while Autocar's European correspondent described the autonomous driving capabilities as genuinely impressive, surpassing Tesla's current system. The performance figures are equally compelling. The dual-motor setup produces 405 horsepower, enabling 0 to 100 km/h acceleration in 4.5 seconds while maintaining efficiency that delivers 450 km of real-world range. The adaptive suspension system provides comfort that rivals air suspension systems costing thousands more in German alternatives. Yet, UK buyers remain locked out, forced to pay premium prices for German alternatives or settle for less advanced technology from established brands. Tesla's Model Y, the closest comparable alternative, costs £55,000 plus in the UK while offering inferior technology and slower charging capabilities than the G9 provides for €10,000 less in European markets. Number 11 exposes the NIO ES8 and its revolutionary battery swapping ecosystem available across Europe but completely denied to Britain. An innovation that could transform electric vehicle ownership if corporate policies didn't intervene. NIO's concept represents the most significant advancement in electric vehicle infrastructure since the invention of rapid charging. Instead of buying expensive batteries that depreciate rapidly and limit resale values, European customers can lease them separately, reducing purchase prices by €15,000 to €20,000. This isn't just about cost reduction, it's psychological transformation that eliminates range anxiety and battery degradation concerns. The battery swapping process is genuinely impressive. At dedicated swapping stations, automated systems remove depleted battery packs and install fully charged units in under 5 minutes. Faster than conventional petrol refueling. The process is entirely automated, requiring no human intervention beyond parking the vehicle correctly. Here's where the numbers become compelling. In Germany, a NIO ES8 with leased battery costs €54,900 compared to €74,900 with purchased battery. The monthly battery lease costs €169 but includes unlimited swapping, degradation protection, and technology upgrades as newer battery chemistries become available. For families needing 7-seat electric transport, this represents exceptional value compared to German alternatives costing €90,000 plus. The ES8 itself is genuinely competitive with established luxury SUVs. The dual-motor setup produces 544 horsepower, enabling 0 to 100 km/h acceleration in 4.9 seconds while maintaining refinement that rivals BMW X7 or Mercedes GLS. The interior features genuine luxury materials, advanced infotainment systems, and attention to detail that justifies premium positioning. European expansion has been remarkably successful. Norway, NIO's first European market, now has over 20 battery swapping stations with plans for 1,000 stations across Europe by 2025. German customers have embraced the technology, with customer satisfaction surveys showing 94% approval ratings for the swapping experience. But NIO's battery swapping infrastructure requires massive regulatory approval and investment commitment that the company won't make for the UK market alone. Post-Brexit regulatory uncertainty, combined with the UK's smaller market size, makes infrastructure investment economically unviable. British families lose access to innovative ownership models that could make electric vehicle adoption more affordable and practical, forced instead into traditional ownership models that may become obsolete within a decade. Number 10 reveals one of the most embarrassing engineering failures in Mercedes history, the GLK compact SUV that was physically impossible to convert to right-hand drive. Mercedes introduced the GLK as a rival to the Audi Q5 and BMW X3, but shot itself in the foot by designing the four-wheel drive system with a driveshaft exactly where the steering would be for right-hand drive models. Changing this would have been prohibitively expensive, so UK customers had to wait until the GLC's 2015 launch. This wasn't strategic. It was engineering catastrophe that excluded the UK, Australia, and other major markets from 7 years of Mercedes compact SUV availability. While German buyers enjoyed Mercedes luxury in a compact package, British buyers faced no Mercedes competition in this crucial segment. At number 9, we encounter the BMW M135i, a rear-wheel drive hot hatch the European enthusiasts enjoyed while UK buyers were deliberately excluded. The M135 represented BMW's answer to the Audi RS3 and Mercedes A45 AMG, but with crucial differences. Unlike front-wheel drive competitors, the M135i used rear-wheel drive architecture delivering superior handling dynamics. The turbocharged 6-cylinder engine produced over 300 horsepower with torque available from just 1,800 RPM. European pricing positioned the M135i at €45,000, while Audi RS3 cost €60,000 plus and Mercedes A45 AMG demanding €55,000 plus. But BMW decided the market wasn't ready for rear-wheel drive hot hatches, costing British enthusiasts access to one of the finest performance cars of its generation. Number 8 reveals the Citroen DS3 Performance, a unique hot hatch that challenged German dominance across Europe while remaining banned from British roads. The DS3 Performance was genuinely different, emphasizing style, comfort, and efficiency over pure power. The 1.6 THP turbocharged engine produced 210 horsepower while delivering exceptional fuel economy. European buyers appreciated distinctive styling and premium interior that rivaled German alternatives while costing £5,000 to £8,000 less. But Citroen UK never imported the DS3 Performance, believing buyers only wanted German alternatives. This decision eliminated British access to distinctively French performance that offered different priorities from German efficiency. At number 7, we discover the Toyota FJ Cruiser, an off-road icon produced in right-hand drive for multiple markets but never officially sold in the UK. The FG Cruiser reached the end of its 16-year life in 2022, never sold in the UK despite being produced as right-hand drive for Japan, Australia, and South Africa. The FJ featured robust ladder frame construction, serious four-wheel drive hardware, and proven Toyota reliability with unique character. But Toyota UK decided the market was too small to justify importation. Range Rover and Land Rover dominated without Toyota competition, likely maintaining higher prices that would have been possible with the FJ Cruiser availability. Number 6 exposes the Cadillac Escalade, a full-size SUV that competes directly with Range Rover and Mercedes Maybach GLS, but remains completely unavailable to UK buyers. The Escalade impresses with its 414 brake horsepower 6.2-litre V8, advanced technology, and genuine 7-seat practicality. American pricing positions the Escalade as exceptional value. A fully loaded model costs around $85,000 to $95,000, which would translate to £75,000 to £85,000 in Europe, significantly less than the Range Rover Autobiography, priced at £100,000 plus, or the Mercedes Maybach GLS, priced at £140,000 plus. But GM refuses European market entry, maintaining artificial market segmentation that benefits established European manufacturers at consumers' expense. At number 5, we have the Acura TLX, Honda's premium performance sedan that dominates American markets while remaining completely unknown to European buyers. The TLX rivals BMW 3 Series and Mercedes C-Class with a 268 brake horsepower 2-litre turbo or 350 brake horsepower twin-turbo 3-litre V6. The Type S performance variant rivals BMW M340i and Mercedes-AMG C43 Performance. American pricing positions the TLX as exceptional value. Base model costs around $38,000, while Type S starts at around $52,000. Converted to European pricing, this would translate to approximately $35,000 to £48,000, significantly undercutting equivalent BMW, Mercedes, and Audi alternatives by £10,000 to £15,000. Taking number 4 is the Peugeot RCZ, a distinctive sports coupe that conquered European hearts while remaining forever banned from UK roads. The RCZ was genuinely special, combining French flair with German engineering quality. The distinctive double bubble roof and sculpted bodywork created unique silhouettes. The RCZ-R produced 270 horsepower, delivering supercar rivaling acceleration in a practical package. European pricing positioned the RCZ as exceptional value. Base model costs around €35,000, while the R variant started around €45,000, but UK buyers were completely excluded, forced into German alternatives that couldn't match the RCZ's combination of style, comfort, and performance at competitive pricing. At number 3, we encounter the BMW 333i, a South African-developed performance sedan that proved local engineering could create world-class cars while remaining unknown to European buyers. While Europe had the E3 M3, South Africans created the 333i with Alpina input. A 197 brake horsepower 3.2-litre straight 6 gave the 333i similar performance to the M3. The Alpina developed suspension and aerodynamic packages created a car that was both faster and more comfortable than the European M3. Production was extremely limited, fewer than 220 were built, making the 333i one of the rarest BMW performance cars ever created. Each car was essentially hand-built with attention to detail exceeding BMW's German standards. At number 2, we find the Airways U5, a Chinese electric SUV engineered in Germany that's available across Europe but deliberately excluded from the UK market. The U5 was developed by former BMW and Mercedes engineers in Munich, using European suppliers and safety standards. European pricing starts around €35,000, making the U5 one of the most affordable electric SUVs available. Compare this to the BMW iX3 at €65,000 plus or Mercedes EQC at €60,000 plus, and the value proposition is undeniable. Yet Airways refuses UK market entry, citing regulatory complexity and right-hand drive conversion costs, despite the car being engineered to European standards with German expertise. Taking the #1 spot is the Toyota Century, a luxury sedan that rivals the Mercedes S-Class while remaining exclusively available to Japanese customers. The Century represents luxury automotive engineering at its absolute pinnacle. For a price equivalent to £120,000, the Century comes with a 425 brake horsepower 5-litre V8 engine and handcrafted cabin. Every component is handcrafted to standards that exceed even Rolls-Royce's expectations, featuring natural wood, genuine leather, and attention to detail that justifies ultra-premium positioning. But global buyers remain completely excluded from this automotive pinnacle, while Japanese customers enjoy access to luxury that rivals or exceeds anything from Germany or Britain. The rest of the world is forced into European alternatives that cost more while potentially delivering inferior experiences. These 15 examples reveal uncomfortable truths about global automotive markets that go far beyond simple business decisions. They represent systematic consumer exploitation on a massive scale. Conservative estimates suggest that exclusions cost UK buyers over £2 billion annually in higher purchase prices, reduced choice, and inferior value propositions. But the real impact goes deeper than individual purchase decisions. When manufacturers artificially restrict competition, they eliminate market pressure that normally drives innovation, quality improvements, and competitive pricing. Consider the ripple effects. When BYD Seal isn't available to compete with Tesla, British buyers pay £7,000 more for equivalent performance. Multiply this across 50,000 plus annual premium electric sedan sales, and the additional cost reaches £350 million annually. That's money transferred directly from British consumers to corporate profits through artificial scarcity. The Chinese electric vehicle revolution currently sweeping Europe demonstrates this perfectly. Data from Jiatou Dynamics shows Chinese-owned brands now account for over 8% of European electric vehicle sales, compared to less than 2% in the UK. This isn't because British buyers don't want affordable and efficient electric vehicles, it's because they're deliberately denied access to competitive alternatives. BYD's rapid expansion had pushed it ahead of established European car brands, outselling Fiat, Dacia, and Seat in multiple markets. In February 2025, Chinese-owned car brands outsold Tesla across Europe for the first time, with BYD, Polestar, and others achieving combined sales exceeding Tesla's monthly total. Yet many of the most competitive Chinese models remain restricted from UK availability. The data becomes even more damning when examining specific market performance. In Norway, where government incentives create genuine electric vehicle choice, Chinese manufacturers now hold 15% market share. German buyers have embraced brands like BYD and Xpeng, with satisfaction surveys showing 87% of approval ratings. The UK buyers remain locked into a market dominated by Tesla and expensive German alternatives. Brexit significantly worsened the situation, creating regulatory divergence that manufacturers use to justify continued exclusions. Currency volatility, customs complexity, and regulatory uncertainties made manufacturers even more reluctant to invest in UK-specific variants. Many cars that might have actually reached UK markets were permanently cancelled as manufacturers focused resources on larger, more stable European markets. The timing couldn't have been worse for British consumers. Chinese manufacturers were achieving European success and preparing UK expansion just as Brexit uncertainty began affecting investment decisions. Models like the Hongqi EHS9, Xpang G9, and advanced BYD variants were developing European distribution networks while avoiding UK commitments entirely. Independent estimates suggest Brexit-related market fragmentation cost British consumers access to approximately 40 additional model variants between 2016 and 2024. This represented a significant reduction in choice precisely when consumers needed more affordable transportation options to offset rising living costs and fuel prices. Understanding these dynamics empowers better decision-making, but knowledge alone isn't enough. British consumers need actionable strategies to fight against systematic market manipulation. First, research global automotive markets comprehensively before making any purchase decision. International automotive media, YouTube channels, and online forums reveal vehicles and variants that manufacturers deliberately exclude from UK availability. Understanding what you're missing empowers better decision-making and helps identify when you're being overcharged for inferior alternatives. Websites like Car Advice in Australia, Automotive und Sport in Germany, and L'Automobile magazine in France provide insights into vehicles available in their markets but excluded from Britain. Social media groups focused on specific manufacturers often reveal upcoming models and regional availability plans that UK media doesn't cover. Consider grey imports for vehicles that particularly appeal to you. While complex and potentially expensive, legal parallel imports can sometimes provide access to global market vehicles that manufacturers won't officially import. Work with established import specialists who understand DVLA requirements, emissions testing, and warranty implications. Companies like Torque GT, GM Imports, and Algis Autos specialize in European vehicle importation, handling everything from transport logistics to UK compliance certification. While costs typically add around £3,000 to £5,000 to purchase prices, this can still provide savings compared to manufacturers' inflated UK pricing for similar vehicles. Support manufacturers offering broader choice rather than those restricting options. Vote with your wallet by choosing companies that respect consumer choice over those manipulating markets for profit maximization. Chinese manufacturers like BYD, MG, and Polestar generally offer broader global availability than established European manufacturers. Document examples of market manipulation and share them with consumer protection organizations. The Competition Markets Authority has powers to investigate anti-competitive practices, but they need consumer complaints to trigger investigations. Trading standards offices can also pursue companies engaging in misleading pricing or artificial scarcity. Pressure politicians to address automotive market manipulation directly. Write to MPs about how restricted choice costs constituents money, contact consumer protection organizations about systematic overcharging, and raise awareness through social media about market manipulation tactics. Political pressure can eventually influence corporate behavior and regulatory response. Join online communities focused on automotive choice and market access. Facebook groups, Reddit communities, and specialist forums provide platforms for sharing information about alternative purchasing strategies and organizing collective consumer action. Knowledge sharing helps everyone make better decisions and fight against corporate manipulation. Most importantly, never accept manufacturer explanations for market exclusions at face value. Companies claiming insufficient demand or regulatory complexity are often hiding strategic decisions to maintain higher profit margins through reduced competition. Demand evidence for these claims and question why similar vehicles succeed in comparable markets. The automotive industry faces fundamental changes that may eventually benefit UK consumers. Electric vehicle standardization, Chinese manufacturer globalization, and regulatory harmonization could break down artificial market barriers. Chinese manufacturers increasingly focus on global rather than regional strategies. As they achieve scale and confidence, geographic restrictions may become economically unviable. Competition from Chinese alternatives could force established manufacturers to offer broader choice and better value. Consumer awareness of market manipulation is increasing. Social media and international communication make it harder for manufacturers to maintain artificial restrictions without public scrutiny. These 15 cars prove that British automotive consumers have been systematically deceived, overcharged, and denied choice by corporate strategies prioritizing profit over consumer welfare. The financial impact has been enormous. Billions in additional costs and restricted access to potentially superior alternatives. Smart British consumers who understand these dynamics can make better decisions, research thoroughly, consider international alternatives, and recognize when you're being manipulated into choices that benefit manufacturers more than yourself. The automotive industry's deception of consumers goes far deeper than most people realize. Don't forget to subscribe for more exposés that reveal the truth behind corporate manipulation strategies. The revolution is coming, and informed consumers will be ready to benefit when the artificial barriers finally crumble.